Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a great day, a fabulous Sunday. How's everybody doing out there? I want to welcome everybody here to the channel and on our very second live stream of our career here being posted. And I appreciate all you guys here chiming in and tuning in and sharing your inputs here today. So, in today's live stream, I just want to go over some things, a few topics here. So, in today's conversation, we're going to talk about the updated possibility of Leonard Williams coming over here to the Raiders, Justin Fields most likely going to the Atlanta Falcons, quarterback options we have in the draft and the free agency, and Caleb Williams over Jayden Daniels. So we're going to talk about all those subjects there. So we're going to discuss those and see how that's going. So first off, if you guys have not seen my latest video that I posted, I made a video on the updated possibility of the big cat, Leonard Williams, joining our team, coming to the dark side, donning that silver and black. So the latest report is that Leonard Williams to the Las Vegas. The rumors are heating up, and the report says that Tom Telesco he wants to put his touch on the Las Vegas Raiders, and he's trying to reach an agreement when the legal tampering period opens up on March 11th. So I would definitely entertain that option of the big cat, Leonard Williams, coming here to join us. If any player that can help our team or our defense, I'm all in for it. If the price is right, absolutely. I know that there's a lot of Raider fans also out there as well who they feel and believe that we don't need them. We don't need to trade for him because our defense right now, as it stands, it's pretty stellar. We got a nice defense, and I agree to somewhat of what they're saying. But if we could always get that player to make our team better, why not? So I'm definitely down to bring the big cat here to the desert and to Las Vegas. So sign me up for that. What do you guys think about that? I want to hear your guys' comments below. And then also, if you guys have not heard about the whole thing about Justin Fields, so there's been rumors just going around about Justin Fields about how he might join us here in the desert in Las Vegas. And I would like to have him on board, but it doesn't seem likely now. If you guys have not been keeping up with social media, um, he nightmare in the house. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? I see you, man. Thank you. So, if you guys have not been following or keeping up to social media, Justin Fields, most likely, I believe he might go to the Falcons. He unfollowed the Bears and he followed all the players on the Falcons. And Justin Fields on the Falcons, if you actually think about it over there, him, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. They have a nice team over there. But just him on social media and unfollowing the Bears, most of the time that tells a tale that something's going to happen. And when there is smoke, there is fire. So I also feel that he most likely is going to end up there in Atlanta. I would like to have him here, in Vegas. There's a lot of Raider fans out there that's like half and half. They don't want Justin Fields. Some do and some don't. But I personally would like to have him here. I think that if you are the Bears, you can't really get much for him right now. I know that there's a lot of diehard Bear fans out there that they're like, no, Justin Fields ain't going nowhere. He's staying here. I have to disagree with that. The only way I could see Justin Fields staying there to the Bears is if they draft Harrison Jr. If they pair Justin Fields up with Harrison Jr., then I could see that working. But aside from that, I think he's gone. I think he's out the door. I think he's checked out basically. And if you think about just all what's happening just surrounding him, the speculation, the rumors just swirling around him, it's not good for him going into the next season. It's going to put a lot of pressure on him, and I think a fresh start for him is something that could revitalize and rejuvenate his career. That's for sure. But he's gone for sure. And there's going to be six quarterbacks in this draft that most likely are going to be taken in that first round. So the six quarterbacks, you have your top three. You got Caleb Williams, you got Jayden Daniels, you got Drake May, you got Bo Nix, you got JJ McCarthy, and Michael Penix Jr. Most likely, all those guys are going in the first round. Now, AP did state, and Antonio Pierce said that Aiden O'Connell was the worst case scenario option. So, what does that tell you? What does that mean? We're going to try to get a quarterback somehow or some way, either in the draft, in a trade, or in free agency. I like AOC, but there's some talent out there right now at quarterback that is better than AOC at this moment. And to this day, I know there's a lot of Raider fans out there that don't like to entertain no other option of bringing over a quarterback from trade or from the draft, and they just want to roll it out with AOC, and that's understandable. I get where they're coming from and where their mind state's at on that. But if we could upgrade our quarterback, why not? And I feel like there is better quarterback options that we can going forward. So why not? I like Penix Jr. I think he could be a steal. I think he's might get drafted later than the other top six quarterbacks I just mentioned. But one draft steal that nobody's really talking about right now is Spencer Rattler. I feel like he has all the tools. He has the talent. Hey, shout out to my boy Alex. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? For all the people out there watching, if you guys are into Call of Duty or Fortnite or gameplay like that, check out my boy Alex B's channel right here. I'm gonna put him up right here. This guy has good content. This guy has lots of end game kills, and he has great stuff. So guys, make sure you go check out his channel here. He has great stuff. If you guys are into gaming content, please check out my boy Alex. Great guy, great dude. Salute to you, brother. Salute, man. Yeah, so back to my draft gem steal that I was talking about is Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler, he's not talked about enough. He's a great quarterback. He was a backup to Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams beat him for that job, and that's why he transferred over. But he has wheels, he has good arm talent, and he has accuracy. And if the Raiders were to take a gamble on Caleb Williams, why not? And pardon me, I didn't mean to say Caleb Williams. Spencer Rattler. So Spencer Rattler, he has all the tools. He's gifted. He has an arm. He could move out the pocket. He could run. He can make the deep throws, and that's what I like in a quarterback. If the Raiders were to draft him, late, and let's say in the first round, we're like, okay, we're going O line or we're going to go defensive tackle. I could definitely see that and envision that there. But Antonio Pierce, he even said it himself, that he will leave no stone unturned. And the biggest position that he wants to upgrade is at the quarterback position. My 2 cents in the house. He's in the building. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Raider Nation, salute. Salute, everybody. Salute. Salute to the nation. Good to see you here, brother. Always good to see you and hear from you, man. Salute to you, brother. Salute. So, yeah, Spencer Rattler, he is my dark horse and my draft gem or a draft steal that I would like the Raiders to kind of keep their mind open about in inquiring his services, man. If you guys do not know who Spencer Rattler is, I made a whole breakdown pertaining to him, and I feel like he's talented and he's good. He's a great quarterback. If you have him sit for a year and just learn that offense, then he can be a force to be reckoned with for sure. Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Salute, brother. Salute, salute. Yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying, bro. I think he's going to Atlanta, but I just want to read your comment real quick. Justin Fields is not going to be a Raider. I mean, what are the Raiders really trying to do? Just meddling around, winning just some games because that's what we're getting with these retreads. I, I agree to a certain extent of what you're saying. I believe that the whole situation that Fields was in was unfortunate for him, and he played awful. You know, let's not lie to ourselves here. Great, gifted, talented quarterback with a high upside ceiling, but he didn't perform up to par like we all expect Justin Fields to do, and we all know that he's better. He's capable of playing better than what we saw him do, and I feel like a fresh start for him. Like for example, if he were go to Atlanta or to the Raiders, I feel like that fresh start can just do wonders. You know, and I would definitely entertain the option to bringing Justin Fields over here. And you know, the price has, you know, it's got to be right. It has to be right. I don't want to overpay. And like I said earlier, the Bears can't ask for much to get Justin Fields and a trade back because the whole world knows like pretty much 1 foot of Justin Fields is out that door and his mind is just checked out. And I just see him gone. Like Justin Fields is gone. Sorry, Bears fans, if you're watching this, Justin Fields is gone. He's gone, and the only way he's going to stay there is if you guys get Marvin Harrison Jr. That's the only way that I see him staying there. Yeah, brother. So I've been hearing and seeing things about that too, bro. I feel that Jayden Daniels, he's in that top three still. But there's some people like they have him falling later in the top 10. I don't think that's going to be the case if that were to happen. But JJ, his stock is rising for sure. I guess a lot of people now and the scouts and the analysts and all that. I guess they're really trying to push him up there in that draft. And to be honest, I like JJ. But my only thing, you know, that it just dawned on me since Jim Harbaugh now is with the Chargers. My little thing that I have in the back of the head is that I just have this fear that Jim Harbaugh is going to know what JJ is going to do because he, you know, who knows JJ better than Harbaugh, you know? And I feel like he might know his tendencies and all that. And plus, at college, when they were playing, so at Michigan, for all the people who's watching, they're a run first team, you know? And they don't pass much, you know. And a lot of people say, well, JJ is like a Alex Smith type quarterback, you know. But I think he's a lot better, you know, than that. If I had to choose right now between Alex Smith and JJ, I'm going JJ all day, hands down. I just want to go back to this real quick. Jeffrey, salute, brother. I see you, brother. Salute to you, brother. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a blessed day, a wonderful Sunday, brother. My 2 cents here. I'm gonna read your comment, brother. So said it numerous times. I'm not like Bo Nix, but if the rest players target, they need to trade up for it. Yeah, man. I yeah. There's so many different options and avenues that the Raiders can go going forward. It's crazy. Like no one really knows what we're going to do going forward. aside from the Raiders and the people in house there. Um, we don't know what we're doing. So when I say that, we don't know if we're gonna draft a quarterback, if we're gonna go with a quarterback in free agency. We don't know if we might trade, for Justin Fields. It's who knows. But I like Bo Nix, and that center. Yeah, man, he's nice, man. And we need O line, and I feel like the Raiders are going to get their O line in the draft. Um, I just don't see us signing the big name players in free agency when it comes to offense. I feel like we're going to build our O line through that draft. Let's go up here so I can read this here. So yeah, my 2 cents says that's a two-edged sword regarding Harbaugh and McCarthy. Always Harbaugh will always be Harbaugh, and nothing Jim knows that these scouts won't be able to break down. McCarthy's still young enough. Yes, yes, brother. That's true. That's so true. If we were to get JJ, I that's just my fear that I do have, but I feel like he is like, so like right now, you could picture JJ and all these young top tier, yeah, so these young quarterbacks, picture them like Play-Doh or putty. You could shape them and mold them into what kind of quarterback that they want for their system going forward. And he can definitely blossom and evolve more because he is young and he's talented. A lot of people don't like JJ for some reason. I don't know why they don't like JJ, but I think he is a good quarterback. And if the Raiders were to go with him and in the draft, then I'm down with that also as well. I want JD5. That's our main focus. Why is it the Raiders can never have an elite quarterback? Why? I know the NFL is going to throw a wrench in our plans to draft him, and that's the NFL's. Yeah, man. We not only do we have to play against the opposing team on Sunday, we got to worry about the referees and the league always hating on us. I really want Jayden Daniels too. He is a generational talent. Some people don't think that's the case, but I think he is. So some people, for some reason, they think that Caleb Williams is the only true generational talent in the draft. But I think there's him. There's Jayden, um, and Drake May, and the other three, you got JJ, Penix Jr., and Bo Nix. They don't get as much love as the other top three that is going in the draft, but I think that those are solid guys too. And yeah, man, I hope that we could trade up to get Jayden Daniels. The best way that I see us panning out to get Jayden Daniels is if we trade up with the Patriots at number 3. So I've heard that the Patriots that they want to just keep their quarterback that they have now, and if that's the case, hey, then that's better for us getting Jayden Daniels. For some reason I can't think of the quarterback on the Patriots now, and for give me for that. I have like 1,000 thoughts going through my head now. But yeah, I can't think of the kid's name. Mac Jones, yes. Yeah, so I heard rumors that they're going to keep him there, and hey, I'm down with that. So back to what I was saying here. Then I'll go back to the comments here, guys. So I believe that Justin Fields, his two places most likely that he will be playing for next season will be for the Falcons, and if not the Falcons, it will be with the Las Vegas Raiders with our team here. And I just want to go back to some options that we could go forward in the free agency if we don't draft a quarterback in the draft or trade for one. So I'm gonna just say these two names here because these are the two names that have been tied to us here. So I'm gonna start with this one here, Kirk Cousins. Whenever I hear that name, Kirk Cousins, I just think of him walking out saying, "You like that?" So that's, but me honestly, Kirk Cousins, I don't like that. Great quarterback, but he's old. He's coming off a major injury, and he's asking for too much money. Let's say, for example, we do get him, we throw him in. Uh, the second quarter, game one, he gets hit, he gets hurt. All that was just a waste. It was just thrown in the toilet. It's just not worth not worth the Raiders' time or the investment for Kirk Cousins right now going forward. At this place in time, Kirk Cousins is not the option for the Las Vegas Raiders right now. And I know that there's a lot of fans, a lot of people in the Raider Nation that want to roll with Kirk Cousins, but I have to respectfully disagree that he is not the quarterback for us right now going forward. And I want to talk about Russell Wilson too. So he's the other guy that I've been hearing so much about. Oh yeah, he might take a cheap deal, and he'll get revenge on the Broncos. Trust me, I would like all that. I would like to get revenge on the Broncos too, but not in that way. So what I mean by that is that Russell Wilson will not help us going forward. Also, as well, he's washed. Russell Wilson is washed. Now, if you want to talk about a retread quarterback, he has very little to no thread left on his tires right now. And I don't even know why the Raiders or Raider Nation would entertain that option. So okay. So to some extent, I get why you would want to bring him over here. Yeah, he's cheap and all, but he's garbage, guys. Russell Wilson is garbage now. He's not what he used to be. He's not the Seahawks Russell Wilson that we are used to seeing. So no, I just don't see it. So I'm gonna go back to these comments here because I want to show all you guys love. Yeah, yeah, man. I would rather have. So I know Caleb Williams is the top guy right now. He's favored, all that. But I got to go with Jayden Daniels. I feel like right now he is his mind state. He's more mature, and I feel like he takes the game more serious than Caleb does, honestly. And the off the field stuff with Caleb, that does concern me. The crying, the painting his nails, but aside from painting his nails, for all the people watching, if you on his nails, he writes things on his on his nails that he colors, and it says like "F this team" or "F that team." Like I get your passion and you want to beat the other opposing team, but there's a way of going about that. So that kind of shows his immaturity to the fullest right there. And so just for those reasons, I would like to have Jayden Daniels over Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams is talented for sure, no doubt. He could be the next Patrick Mahomes, bring all that magic and razzle dazzle. But I would like to have Jayden Daniels going forward also as well. Elijah, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you, family. Good to see you. Salute to you. Salute. Down's gonna be a huge pickup. Drake will be a solid. Yes. Drake May, he's great, but I honestly, I just don't see him getting picked by the Raiders right now. Just with all the things that I've been hearing and just seeing on the internet. We want to get that dual threat quarterback, and Jayden Daniels is Pierce's guy, and I just think that if we are going to trade up in the draft, that's who we are going to get is Jayden Daniels. But if for somehow if we did, get Drake May, hey, sign me up for that too. I'm down for that. Thank you. Good to see you here. All right. Let's put it this way. Been a Raiders fan for 48 years, and the NFL don't like Mark Davis, and that's why they put a ceiling on the Raiders. They don't want Mark hoisting a trophy, and you can tell by our draft. Yeah. Yeah. We so you and I we've been we both agree on this year, and it's true. They're always hating on us. They're always finding a way to just knock us down and keep us down. Aside from Mark Davis, they hated Al Davis too, his dad, who was a pioneer in this game. And there will never be no owner like Al Davis. And I wish that Mark Davis, his son, could kind of be like his dad, where he was more aggressive on certain things, like the old Al Davis ways. Like, say if there was a Raiders player, and they were disgruntled or whining, or if they wanted to say, "Oh well, I don't want to do this, trade me." Well, guess what? Al Davis would would trade you within the next 24 hours to the worst team in the NFL. Al Davis did not play games. And that's one thing that I love and I miss about Al Davis. He was a great guy. He was a pioneer. He was fair, but also stern. And I just wish Mark Davis could kind of have some of those same traits as his dad. Mac Jones, yeah, you're right. It was Mac Jones. Thank you, Elijah. My 2 cents. Let's go over here, see what he says. Can see NFL's zero million taking big players away from Jayden Daniels every draft. Yeah, man. Uh, yeah, that's true. The zebra minion. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, man, it's a good one. Yeah, I could see that too. You wanted to finish your comments. Let's check this out. So I wanted to finish my comment, but ran out of space. Yeah, that's why the NFL will never allow an elite quarterback to the Raiders, so the Raiders can continue to use excuses like O-line or defense because OC is because the offense OC because O line or defense because the offensive coordinator is perception. Am I reading that right, brother? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Just that last sentence there, where it says excuses like the O line or defense because the offensive coordinator is in its perception. And forgive me if I'm reading your comment wrong. But yeah, man, they're just always hating on us. And I feel like the time is now. Just with with our coaching staff, that Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco, with what we have now, something special. And going into next season, I feel like we're gonna kick the doors down, and we're gonna shock a lot of people. We're gonna shock the NFL. We're gonna shock the AFC West. And for example, if we did get Jayden Daniels, I could see us in the race for the playoffs for sure. And if you want to compete against teams like the Chiefs and those top teams in the AFC, like the Ravens, we got to get better at quarterback. I like AOC, but we're gonna have to build more around him to get to that point, and it might take a lot longer. And I just feel like uh, the time is now to get our franchise guy. Don't be afraid. Trade those draft picks. I would rather trade draft picks than trade our top tier players. I don't want to trade Mad Max Crosby. I don't want to trade Adams. I don't want to trade Myers. I want to keep our top tiers guys and just trade those picks if we got to trade those picks. Well, these comments. I'm gonna go back. Someone do one more comment, and then just go back to what I was saying. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Jayden Daniels does not paint his nails. Thank God. Thank God he does not paint his nails. He doesn't cry to his mom. He don't go cry in the car. He gonna cry in the car now. Yeah. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Because if you want your franchise guy painting his nails and you're in the Raider locker room and we're known for being tough, nitty and gritty, that's kind of what the opposite of what we're known for, right? Is we're painting our nails, stuff like that. So, well said on that there. So, so just to touch back here, and then I'll go back to your guys' comments. So, I've been hearing all these things, and I'm sure every time you guys here watching, every time you guys wake up and you go on YouTube and you hit your phone or your laptop and you turn it on, there's always something new about Jayden Daniels to Raiders, uh, Caleb Williams or Justin Fields or something of that nature has popped up on your phone. And I'm sure you guys have heard this one too. So they're all saying, and I don't understand why, but they're saying that Caleb Williams is favored over Jayden Daniels in the draft if we were to trade up and draft for a quarterback. Now, I believe that's kind of false. And I call this time of year lying season. This is lying season where a lot of teams, GMs, they're all lying because they don't want to tell people their real plan of what they're doing. So they're lying to you, they're lying to me, they're lying to different teams. Nobody really knows the truth of what's going on except the Raiders and all the people in house there. But for them to say that Caleb Williams is favored over Jaden, yeah, he might be favored, yeah, but I don't see us trading that much draft capital going that much higher to go get Caleb Williams when we don't have to trade as much assets to get Jayden Daniels. And I feel like from going to 13 to the third round pick with the Patriots, that's something that we can do for sure. It will be harder to go up to that first round pick, and I don't mind trading draft picks. But my thing is with that is we're gonna just have to give up more to get Caleb Williams, and in my eyes, Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels, they're not that far off, and I don't know why, but Jayden Daniels could go top pick overall, and I don't know why a lot of other scouts and experts they don't see that also as well. But we need to get our guy if we feel that he is the one going forward. We definitely need to get our franchise guy, and based on how I said earlier, Antonio Pierce said it himself. Aiden O'Connell is the worst case scenario option. So what does that tell you? He's the worst case scenario option. That means we are going to get a quarterback in the draft. We're going to trade for one, or we are just gonna get one in free agency, which I don't see most likely that's going to happen because there's not really that much great quarterbacks now in the free agency. But yeah, so I'm just laughing right now because I know that there's a bunch of fans out there, and they're saying, let's get a quarterback in the free agency. Let's not draft. Let's keep our draft picks, or let's trade back and get more picks. And I get that vision of what you guys are seeing, but at this moment in time, with the quarterbacks and the free agency, the only real one that's kind of good is Kirk Cousins, and the rest are garbage. And I don't want to, aside from Dobbs, I do like Dobbs. But if, but if I could get a guy like Jayden Daniels or trade for Fields, I would rather have that option than going with Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson. Let's ride, So no. But let's go back to the comments here, because I don't want to get to everybody's comments here. All right. Kirk Cousins will keep the Raiders every year from being able to ever draft an elite quarterback, with Russ or Fields, who have been in the same position at 13 to 17 in draft. So what we are doing, no Super Bowl. Let me just read that one more time so I understand this correctly before I answer. Kirk Cousins will keep the Raiders every year from being able to ever draft an elite quarterback. Same with Russell Wilson or Fields. We will be in the same position at 13 to 17 in the draft. So what are we doing? No Super Bowl. Yes. So Kirk Cousins is not the option. Um, I don't want us to get Kirk Cousins at all. So I really hope that that's not the case. And Russell Wilson is just he's washed. So yeah, I would rather go get our guy. Don't be scared. Get the quarterback that we want. And then back to your other comment. You know what I noticed? Any team that has a connection with a player, they have no problem getting their guy. But the Raiders always have an excuse. Yeah, that's I agree to a certain extent with what you're saying. There has been a lot of excuses and finger pointing, here and that, but it's true. And I'm really hoping that that connection in the bond with AP and Jayden Daniels, we can make that move happen. Why not? And our times now, and why not us? Why not the Raiders? It's about time that we just take over. I miss the old Raider days where we would just dominate and just be in the playoffs year after year after year. And I'm tired of losing. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want to get back to winning. Period. Period. Hi there. I'm a video editor and thumbnail designer. Do you need one? Hey man, thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate your offer, but at this time, I'm gonna have to pass. But thank you so much. Appreciate it, but I'm good, brother. Thank you. Hunter Ellis in the house. What's up, brother? Hunter Ellis in the building. What's going on, man? Raiders all day, every day, baby. All day, all day. My 2 cents. Raiders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know how it is, baby. Commitment to excellence. Hey, just win. I don't care how, just win. I'm sick of sitting here and taking the crap from the NFL. We as fans just accept it, and that's the case when there's no reason to even care. We are just wasting time and decades. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Our last shining point was when we had Derek Carr before he got injured. Um, we could have did something special that year, and once Derek Carr got injured, he was never the same after. And I have friends, and I'm sure my boy who's watching this now, we went back and forth, about Carr, and he hit the head on the nail perfectly on certain things. If the Raiders did have a better defense with Carr, we would do a lot better. But since Carr got injured, he just wasn't that. He was a shell of his former self, and I wish Carr the best of luck on the Saints. I don't hate on Carr. There's fans out there who have these names for Carr, these nicknames. I won't say them, because I think that's immature of a person, say that. But each person has their own, opinion, and all that. But I just felt like the time we had with Derek Carr, it was nice, but once he got injured, it was just been terrible after. And we got to get our quarterback. Bottom line, we got to get our main quarterback, our franchise guy, and that's all there is to it. Elijah, our defense has gotten better this past year. Huge difference from 2 years ago. Would love to get defensive Adams. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, hey, yes. So Devontae Adams to get a ring in the silver and black would be great. He played college at Fresno, so he's a Cali kid, Cali guy. So yeah. So when you say JJ, I'm guessing. Oh, Josh Jacobs. Okay, got it. Yes. Okay, so yeah, man. I love Josh Jacobs. I would love to keep Josh Jacobs. A lot of Raider fans are like, well, okay, let's move on from Josh Jacobs and let's just roll it out with Zamir White. Now, you can argue about that, honestly, but me, if I have the choice, if I was the GM right now, I would re-sign Josh Jacobs and give him incentives in his contract and give him all these bonuses because I feel like he's a great asset on our team, and I would hate for Josh Jacobs to go. There's also fans saying that, hey, I want Josh Jacobs to go and let's bring in Barkley or let's bring in King Henry. Those two guys are nice too, but Barkley's gonna ask for a lot of dough. He's gonna ask for a lot of money. He's gonna be like, hey, pay me, man. And I feel personally that Josh Jacobs would be a cheaper option than Route if we could try to keep him and attain him than trying to go after Derrick Henry or Barkley. So that's just how I feel about that. And my boy here says, "Hey, so your name is it's Gar Guar Guar Guareb. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm saying your name right, brother. And I love your avatar in that picture, bro. So Bonix is Carr 2.0 with legs. JJ McCarthy is Zach Wilson and Kenny Pickett. I'm seeing a pattern here where Antonio Pierce might just be the Jets or the Steelers defensive coach that doesn't know how to draft a quarterback. So before Antonio Pierce was our head coach, and I feel what you're saying. So I'll touch bases with the whole thing about Pierce first. Then I'll jump back to Carr or the Bo Nix and the Carr 2.0 thing. So before Antonio Pierce was our head coach, and I think we touched bases on this on the last time I did this too. But I felt like Antonio Pierce, he could, and I don't want him to, but he could pan out like Mike Singletary on the 49ers. He could be a great former player, leader, motivator, speaker, talking all that, but not an X's and O's guy. He might not know how to draft, but I'm really giving him the benefit of the doubt this time because Tom Telesco's there and he has a good draft history. But I'm just hoping that it all pans out with Antonio Pierce, which I think it will. I just want to see him pull up with Jayden Daniels and a 64 Impala with those Air Force Ones, and they're coming out and they're playing gin and juice in their hitting those, that those hydros, So that would be awesome. But yeah, but Bo Nix Car 2.0, that's debatable, brother. That's that's a tough one, honestly, because I kind of see them as the same player, and you're right because Bo does have legs, and JJ McCarthy, I think he's going to be better than Zach Wilson and Kenny Pickett. That's just how I feel. But we'll see how this all pans out and uh, plays out going forward. So here, Hunter Ellis, what's up, brother? Free agency. I'd rather pick up Baker Mayfield over Leonard Williams and pick up a tackle at number 13. And then, okay, so free agency. I'd rather pick up Baker Mayfield over the, the big cat and pick up tackle number 13, JJ McCarthy. So if I'm reading your last sentence correctly, where it says pick up T and then 13 is, so I'm guessing pick up tackle. So yeah, there's fans out there too who would like to get Baker. Now I'm gonna just say this about Baker. I feel like he had a fortunate season with Tampa Bay last season. I'm not really sold on him yet. I feel like his best days were with the Browns, but hey, I don't hate on him. Would I like to have him as our quarterback next season? There's so many different better options than Baker, but if that was the worst case, I would rather go with AOC rather than Baker. But but just saying that because Baker, because he has such a good season with Tampa, he's gonna want to get paid, and just for that asking price that he is going to ask for, I just don't think it's worth it at this point in time. And that's just my honest opinion, brother. Then pick up defensive tackle on the yeah, man. So we can get our D line and our O line in the draft for sure. So in the free agency, I really want to get Chris Jones or Christian Wilkins from the Dolphins. Those are my two targets. I would like to get Meta Bouquet, but I got a strong sensation that they're gonna do what they can to keep him over there. But if we could get Christian Wilkins, Chris Jones, or Matt Bouquet, I'm all in for that move. My 2 cents. Oh, right on, brother. Congratulations to you and your brand new Doberman puppy, brother. Hey, those are great dogs, man. Great dogs, man. Congratulations, brother. I hope you have a great day. Rich is in the house. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? How's things going, brother? I hope you're having a great day. Let's see here. Let's go down. Really looking forward to seeing. Really looking forward to season. No matter who we get as quarterback, let's get the ball rolling. Hey, that is a great attitude and a aspect to have, man. Yeah, I'm anxious, man. I am so anxious for the free agency. I'm so anxious for the draft. Really in the draft because there's so many different options and there's a big question mark there. Who are we going to get in the draft? Who are we? Are we going to get that quarterback? Are we going to go with D line? Are we going to go with O line? There's so many different avenues, and I just can't. I can't wait. So I want to get to all your guys' comments here. Yeah, but Antonio Pierce is trying to save his ass by saying O'Connell worst case. Yeah, but either way, Antonio Pierce will be fired after 2 years if he doesn't get the QB right. Just think, O'Connell only played backup quarterbacks except Patrick Mahomes. That's spot on, bro. That's spot on. Spot on. Yeah, and the game, I felt like there was so many games we played last year that we should have won. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe we lost those games. But firing Josh McDaniels was the best thing that could have happened for us last season. So I'm very, very happy for that. But yeah, you are right. If we don't get our quarterback thing solved and have this all set to go by this upcoming season, then yeah, I think Pierce is out the door. Spot on, brother. Spot on. Great take, man. Elijah, let's go here. Read this comment here. Poor injury. Carr lost his mobility, and since then he just collapses in the pocket. Wish him the best in New Orleans, but as fans, we're looking for an elite quarterback. Yes, so that's true. It's sad what happened to Carr. He had a spectacular season before his leg got broke. I don't even know why we kept him out there. We were winning that game, and it was garbage time. Well, not garbage time, but we should have just doing our backup honestly, and it just sucked. And there's always that what if, you know what I mean? And I really wonder what if Derek Carr never got injured. When we got Carr, when we first drafted him, I was so hyped because it's been quite some long time since we had a good quarterback post Rich Gannon. You know, okay, so just off the top of my head here, Aaron Brooks. You know, there's one guy. You know there. Who else? Kerry Collins, um, Carson Palmer. He was great. So we got him, but then he left our. So it really bothers me, and I get salty when we get players and they don't do well with us, but then they go to a different team and then they just all of a sudden they have their best years. Like for example, Carson Palmer when he left us and went to the Cardinals, or Randy Moss. That's my biggest one. That's the one that stings me to this day because I'm a big Randy Moss fan, and when we got him to the Oakland Raiders, I bought his jersey immediately, and what a disaster that was. The first game against the Patriots when he caught that first touchdown. I was like, oh my goodness, we're gonna just see Moss just getting these touchdowns left and right, but see how that panned out. So yeah, but we gotta get our quarterback. We gotta get our quarterback. So yes, I absolutely agree. We gotta get our guy. We also saw Zamir White pop off this year. Looking for it. Yeah, he's great. He's great. But honestly, if we could keep Josh Jacobs, which I am hoping to the football gods that we do, I would really like to keep him here. But worst case, then yeah, I'm all in for him to be our guy. I don't want to go out and spend all this on Derrick Henry or on Barkley. But hey, the reason why I say that is because I just don't want to spend that much when we could use that in different areas of our team. And White is solid, so I could see him being our guy if Josh Jacobs unfortunately decides to go somewhere else. All right, my man. No, it's all good, brother. My man, I know I sound negative, but tell me what fan wouldn't be negative after 21 years? I made a bet to all fans that call me a hater because I love winning Raiders to stop being negative. I will too. Yeah, it's been a stormy cloud that's been on top of the Raider Nation's heads, and it's been just following us for decades, and it I have to say there's no fans who have had so ever since the Raiders lost the Super Bowl to Tampa Bay, we have that post Super Bowl hangover like no other team. it's been completely horrendous, and we have been just losing and losing and losing, and it feels like the only bright spots or things I could look back to is those little tiny highlights that we've or those positive highlights that we had during those horrendous years of us being bad. You know, like for one, now I'm gonna just pop off the top of my head. Do you guys now? This is for the old school Raider fans here. Do you guys re? It was Raiders against the Broncos. Snowy game. Ronald Curry jumps up, makes that one-handed catch. Who remembers that? So like it's those things that I grab onto that I have to think about being positive because it's been a dark cloud, and as I always like to say, it can't rain all the time. So I'm hoping for bright sunnier days for us and our beloved Raider Nation going forward. Go to your next comment, brother. And yes, you were the ones, the few that got my name right, and that's what. Oh, right on, brother, right on. Cool, man. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that I said your name right because I'm sure that there's a lot of different ways a person could say your name, brother. So yeah, hey, and if that's your drawing, bro, man, you got some talent, man. Hey, that's 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 some good talent. You should like turn him to a like cartoon character type thing, and that's something that you can do, man. And you have great talent, brother. That's dope, dude. That's dope. Hunter Ellis at. Uh, I'm sure that was pertaining to your previous comment, brother. But yeah, I hear you, brother. Hunter, Hunter in the house. You see how Raider fans can't get over the fact of going backwards. They keep thinking of quick fixes will get us somewhere. Will get us somewhere. Baker Mayfield. Raider fans just don't get it, and they don't see the future. Yeah, so there's a lot of different. Uh, how do I say this in the best words here? So there's many Raider fans who have their own opinion and input on how they think that this team will be successful going forward, and I respect and I hear all their inputs and uh, opinions and all that, but I also have my opinion as well, and I just don't think that Baker is that guy. I feel like he had a great season in Tampa Bay last year, but it's kind of like you didn't do enough prior to that aside from being on the Browns to kind of show me that you're that guy to come here to the Raiders and be our starting quarterback. And that's just how I feel about Baker Mayfield. I can't stand Hondo. He's the guy that always craps on our parade by saying the Raiders can't do this or that. But yet he's the one that said Jimmy G and winner Josh McDaniels great for JD5. Can't do. So I'm gonna say can't do that. So yeah. So to I'm sure I have my boys here too that are also as watching, and so salute to the Raider Nation, my friends and my family that are all here. But to my homies right now that are watching, we argued back and forth. So as soon as we got, and I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong, and I was dead wrong on this one here. So I'm gonna just say my take on this here. So when Derek Carr was on his way out of the door, and when we were uh, entertaining options of getting a replacement quarterback for Derek Carr, um, I was all in for it, and my close personal friend, we bantered back and forth, and I wanted Tom Tom Brady. So when that whole thing about Tom Brady might come here, I was super hyped for that. Every single day, I would go on my phone and I type in Tom Brady Raider news, and I would look and I would look, and just hoping for a brand new update on that matter. But unfortunately, we didn't get Tom Brady. We got the freaking uh, the cheap broke down version. We got Jimmy Garoppolo. So when we got Jimmy Garoppolo, I argued with my close personal friendly batter back and forth, and I told him that Jimmy Garoppolo was this winner. He's gonna bring all that from San Francisco to the Raiders, and he's gonna make us win and all that. Boy, was I did wrong. And I'm willing to admit when I was wrong, and I was dead wrong on that. Jimmy Garoppolo was a complete failure for us. And that proves to just show you right now that he is a system of Kyle Shanahan and that whole 49er system, honestly, because it just seems like whoever they put at quarterback there, aside from Trey Lance, but like, come on, Brock Purdy. Like when I first seen him, I'm like, dude, this guy sucks. Honestly, I did not believe the Brock Purdy hype at all. And I to this day, I still feel that Brock Purdy is a product of the whole Kyle Shanahan system. If you take Brock Purdy off that team and throw him on a, let's say, I don't know, we're gonna start the dartboard here. Put him on Falcons, right? If Brock Purdy was on the Falcons right now, do you think he would do the or have the same success he had there that he had in San Francisco? I don't think so. So I was dead wrong with the whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing. I'm honestly glad that we cut ties with him and it's over, and give us back our cash because he got caught with, taking those performance enhancing drugs, and yeah, man. So I I feel you 100, man, per percent on that. Yeah, yeah. So Jeffrey in the house. Yeah, we are going back to old school. Yeah, so Antonio Pierce said he wants to go back to the old school Raiders type of football, smash mouth football, hitting players in the mouth, a deep vertical strike. And that's what I want to go back to. If you think about the old Raiders, we always have that deep vertical threat. Cliff Branch is, like just going back to those old golden era, like we're always known for the deep vertical threat. Why get, these first downs here and there when we just get a touchdown instantly, so I'm just hoping that we back up what we're saying and we just do more better things going forward. Let's go back here. Mr. Rich. Hondo Carpenter is a older guy. He's still trying to get with the times. Uh he were with the times, the word isn't the finally say, it's the organization that makes a choice. He's cool. I watch all. So I watch all the Raiders analysts, the content creators, the podcast guys, all on YouTube here. Like for example, Chat Sports, Mitchell Rant, Wi-Fi Willie, Raider D podcast. One of my favorites is Silver and Black Films. I think he changed his name. Yeah, yeah. So he changed his name to Raider Films Presents, but he's one of my favorite dudes who I like to watch. But I like to watch all these guys, and I like to pick their brain so I could see where they're at and how they think on how our team should be successful going forward. And I don't hate on no Raider content creators, analysts, things like like that, because at the end of the day, we are Raider Nation. Like, we are a family, and I won't go on some different person's channel or podcast who is a or just in general. I won't go there saying, oh, I hate your content because I don't think your opinion is right, because that is his opinion and his choice. It's freedom of speech. And I have people who come on my comments and they chime in, and there's things where that they say that I don't agree with, but I respect their opinion, because it's their opinion, it's their choice, and I value honest opinions. And I'd rather have a person be honest than lie. You know what I mean? So don't lie. But yeah, man, I hear you, brother. Let's go to Rich's other comment. Also, JJ McCarthy gives me Tom Brady kind of feeling. Not saying he is him, but I'm getting a feeling people might be sleeping on him. Yeah, so there's a lot of people who don't really see him as a top first round guy going in the draft, because they don't really know what he could do or bring to the table. Because when he was at college playing under Jim Harbaugh, they're a run first team. And there's a lot of people who say, well, he's a game manager. Now, I said this in the past. When I think of a game manager is, they aren't a Alex Smith guy, or Alex Smith type of game manager, or Trent Dilfer type. When I think of game manager, I think of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, guys who manage the whole entire game for their team to just win. And I think that a lot of people are not giving JJ as much um, love and respect as he should, because I think he is a great talent. And one guy that I also think too, if you guys are just in here, Spencer Rattler. I like him too. He has all the tools and the talent to be successful in the NFL. If the Raiders would have drafted him in the later rounds, and have him sit and just learn our offense for about a year or two, possibly, that that guy could pan out to be a great star quarterback in this league. But yeah, I agree. People are, for some reason, don't like JJ, and I don't get it. Go with this one. Thanks, man, about the doodle and my own worst critic. Hey, man, I am the same way. So when I create my content here, I before I post it here, I always go back and I watch it, and I'm like, what could I do to make it better? I should have done this. I should have done that. But I'm the same way, man. And I think that we are our own worst critics, honestly. But yeah, man, you have a great talent, man. Think about it. After Rich Gannon, no retread has worked for the Raiders. Kerry Collins, Culpepper. Yeah, yeah, I'm tired of going to a used tire shop. You know what I mean? I'm tired of going to a used tire shop and buying used tires. Um, I think it's time we go out and get a new tire. No, buddy, but yeah, man, that is spot on. And all the fans out there watching, read this comment here, because it is spot on. If you really think about it, all the reach-heads we had, Jason Campbell, just all these guys here, Aaron Brooks, no, they have not panned out. They have not panned out at all. And yeah, man, spot on that, brother. Oh yeah, so I actually thank you, Mr. Jeffrey. To Jeffrey. I also watched that podcast. I watched it last night before I made my latest video on Leonard Williams, the whole trade update thing of him going to the Las Vegas Raiders. So I actually chimed in and I watched that, but I barely found out about their channel like maybe about like last week because there's so like I go on YouTube on my phone and as soon as it pops up there's so many different Raider content creators, and I honestly I sub to all of them because just I want to hear what they have to say, and I respect all of them out there, and I value all their input and opinions. Let's check out this one here. Okay. Scroll down so I can read this good. Okay. Hondo is melodramatic. He acts like he's so informative, taking his glasses off every show, like he's getting serious about something. And he's been wrong about everything. And he loves saying it takes time. Yeah. So one of my favorite quotes that I like to say is time won't give me time. And that's true. Time will not give you time. You can never get time back. And I'm tired of wasting time. I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of us losing. I want the Raiders to go back to our glory days. And yeah, that's just funny, man. That's funny. Thank you, brother. I love your honesty, brother. Thank you. What up, brother? My boy, Airsoft Dude in the house. What's up, brother? Salute to you, brother. Salute, Airsoft Dude. If you guys are into Airsoft and things of that content, check out my boy's channel here. He has a bunch of cool things regarding to Airsoft. So make sure you check out his channel. Cool dude, great guy, a personal friend of mine since childhood, great dude. So Airsoft dude here says, just glad we got Antonio Shook Pierce Knight as coach. Yeah, man. He walks in that building and they all turn around, man, because they're scared. Nah, but yeah, man. So he's bringing something that's that's very different and unique to the Las Vegas Raiders. And one thing that I like about Antonio Pierce is that he will voice his opinion. He's honest and he will not hold back. He won't sugarcoat anything. And I love what he said about the Mahomes rules. So I just want to chime in on that real quick. So if there's all these people and analysts and experts saying, "Hey, he might get in trouble for what he said about Patrick Mahomes and the Mahomes rules." Well, guess what? He should not get in trouble. And going back to the whole Jordan rules things, if you watch that 30 for 30 breakdown, I love 30 for 30. It's a great show. They have great episodes, but 30 for 30 had a a episode called the Detroit Bad Boys, where they broke down the whole thing about the Jordan rules and all that. And they said when the Pistons lost to Jordan in the playoff game, Isaiah Thomas, he went to this park and he sat on this bench and he sat on this bench and he just gazed out at this bench and he was staring at this water the whole time. How to beat 23 in red. How to beat 23 in red. And I bet you that's what Antonio Pierce did one day when he just got tired of all this bull crap and we got tired of the Chiefs and he's like, what can I do to stop 15 in red? What can I do? And I bet you so Isaiah Thomas, he called Joe Dumars and told him, "Hey, I got it. I got the answer on how to beat Jordan. And that's how I picture it going with and Antonio Pierce. I'm sure he was sitting somewhere and he's like, "How do I beat this guy?" And he called Max Crosby. So in my eyes, Max Crosby was the Joe Dumars in that phone call, and he called him and he's like, "Yo, I got it, man. This is how we are going to beat 15 in red." Isaiah Thomas hated Jordan so much he can't even say his name. He said 23 in red. So you gotta hit Patrick Mahomes. You gotta keep pressure on him. You gotta knock him on his rear end. You gotta keep hands on him. I don't care if he's doing a handoff. You still get pressure on him. You push him. You got to do whatever it takes to rattle his cage, and that's exactly what the Detroit Pistons in the Bad Boys era did to Michael Jordan. They took him out of the game where Jordan was most comfortable. They didn't let Jordan drive. So they forced Jordan outside to his left where that was Jordan's weak spot. Jordan would go out to his left, and then each time he would try to drive, they would send two guys on him, and it was most likely Bill Lambier would just knock him down. So I'm so happy for Antonio Pierce trying to bring the Mahomes rules aspect here to our Raiders. Because if you look, check out all these games here. We were the last team, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, to beat the Chiefs, and that was on Christmas. Which was one of the greatest Christmas presents that I've gotten in years. And I love breaking hearts. I love breaking. So I love when the Las Vegas Raiders could break people's hearts. So when all these teams are favored, oh, the Chiefs are going to come in here, they're going to beat us by 30 points, and they're going to just run up, the whole score. No, that did not happen. We broke their hearts, and I love to give people the cold reality. So I just wanted to chime in on that, and we need to keep doing it because Antonio Pierce and Max Crosby and our defense, we have the formula to beat Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Graham. I'm sure we game plan for it so hard, and we watched film after film, tape after tape, and just studying, and then it all just clicked. We're like, hey, all right, this is how you beat Patrick Mahomes. And guess what? We did. So I'm very happy for that. And I'm hoping next season we just kick their rear end, man. Yeah, back to his Hondo company. Yeah, it was funny. Hunter Ellis, what's up, brother? So to your comment here, hello, Western Conference. I meant bringing in a veteran quarterback. I prefer Baker Mayfield over Leonard Williams. We can get a defensive tackle in the second round. If we don't move up to get Jayden at 13, JJ McCarthy is nice. Yeah, so I would honestly yes. So let me just make sure I'm reading this correctly before I respond. I meant bringing in a veteran quarterback. Okay. So my problem with Baker Mayfield, and I appreciate your comment and your inputs, brother. The only knock that I have on Baker is that I felt like last season was kind of a lucky season for him. I could be wrong, honestly. I could be very, very wrong. But I would honestly rather have the big cat, Leonard Williams, over Baker Mayfield. If there was a choice, I would take the big cat for sure. And getting a defensive tackle in the second round if we move to go Jayden. Yeah, I could also see that as well. So to your last sentence there, so you're saying if we get So if we don't get Jayden and draft JJ at 13, and then in the second round get a defensive tackle, yeah, I could also see that. Y- That could be an option, and that is the thing too, is that nobody really knows what we're going to do. Is That's what makes this whole thing exciting, because no one really knows what we're going to do going forward, because there's so many different rumors and just all kinds of ways that this could unfold going forward here. All right. Antonio Pierce wasn't smart saying the Jordan rule out loud. How is it going to affect us now in games? That's no excuse for losing when the penalties come flying. Antonio may have dug his own grave as usual. Raiders stupid. Yeah. So to that point, yeah. He shouldn't have said that out loud. Yeah. So my whole little my rant on that was I was glad that he was trying to use that same aspect to preach that, and I'm sure he preached that to our defense and to Patrick Graham on how to beat 15 in red, but yeah, he honestly should have just kept that quiet, because now they are going to treat uh 15 in red like Jordan. You even come close to him, oh, flag, flag, flag. So it sucks now, because I think that we are going to get more penalties playing against the Chiefs now more than ever next season, or this season. So I really hope that that's not the case. But he should not have said that out loud. I'm glad that AP was using the Jordan rule aspect, but he should not have said that out loud. So that I absolutely agree with that, brother. The Jordan rules weren't really about exploiting his weaknesses, saying he can't go left. The Jordan rules were really about, yeah, yeah. So if you yeah, I'm sure you were here, but for all the people that are just chiming in here, yeah, I said the same thing. So you are spot on. They would not let Jordan drive to his left because he was weak driving on his left side. And each time he would drive in the paint, they would have two guys on him. And each time he would just get swatted down, hit, or knocked down to that hardwood floor. And yeah, so that's true, brother. Yeah, the whole needing time thing is really Raiders buying time. It's not. It takes time. Yeah, they buy time so their lives look good for at least 3 years. The whole NFL, the whole 3 year thing doesn't exist. Yeah, yeah. It's a new era, man, and that's true. I feel like coaches, players, just uh, just the NFL in general now. There's a bunch of They are on a shorter leash now, and if you can't get the job done, they are so quick just to say see ya, sayonara. You are 86. You're out the door. See ya. So yeah, man. It's what can you do now? I don't. Yeah, man. So you are spot on with that. Teams are turning it around in a year or less, all through the NFL. And if anything, Antonio Pierce has been on this team now, third year, regardless of his position. Jaguars, Dolphins, Texans, Rams, Lions, even the Browns. So let me just read this one more time so I understand this correctly. So teams are turning it around in a year or less, all throughout the NFL. And if anything, Antonio Pierce has been on this team now, third year. Yeah. So True. If you think about, like, for example, the Dolphins, great point, bro. So they got their brand new coach over there, Mike Daniels. He turned that around like that. Um, the Texans, they got their brand new coach there, and he same thing. So the Texans, so they went out and got their quarterback, which helped them to the success to where they're at now. So that's why I feel like the Raiders need to get their franchise guy now. And then the Browns. Do you mean Deshaun Watson, brother, or Joe Flacco? Just so that way I understand that point. But on that part, yeah, the okay, got you. So you are right. The Browns did turn it around like that. So forgive me for bringing in the Sean Watson in there. So now I get that last sentence correctly. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. All right. So Raider Nation, who's watching out there, who is your favorite Raider of all time? If like right now, off the top of your head, if there was an all time um your all time Raiders favorite player, who is that player? Mine is Tim Brown. Tim Brown is my favorite player of all time in Raiders history. Uh, all the people and viewers who is watching, I would like to hear your aspect and your input on that, on who is your favorite Raiders player of all time, and also what year was your favorite Raiders roster. Mine was to 2001 to 2002. So my favorite player was Tim Brown, and my favorite season was the 2001 2002 season. So let's go here to Hunter Ellis. My boy Hunter Ellis here. I'm huge on defensive tackle and nose tackle. I wanted us to draft Leonard Williams, but Jets got him first. But we need a veteran quarterback. Who would you choose? We can't have two young quarterbacks. Okay, so I like the big cat too. I like him because he wanted to be a Raider, and prior before him getting drafted to the Jets during the whole the combine, he even told reporters and all that he wanted to play for the Raiders. So I always like to have players or just people on our team that want to be a Raider, because some players are meant to be a Raider and some aren't, and that's just how it is. Bottom line, and if if we need a veteran quarterback, so if we had to choose a veteran quarterback right now, um, it wouldn't be Kirk Cousins because he's coming off a major injury, and he's asking for too much money. We could spend that in different areas of need, and I would go with Joshua Dobbs. Probably that would be my guy if I had to go with a older choice at quarterback. So that would be my choice, Joshua Dobbs. But when it's all said and done, I honestly hope that we could get Jayden Daniels. So yeah. Well, the Browns got to the playoffs without their starter for quarterback, and I have to believe Watson will be better than Flacco. Yeah, man. So just to touch basis on the Sean Watson. I know there's a lot of people do not like the Sean Watson for what he did. I won't bring up what he did, but I'm sure all the people watching know what broke down with him and the Texans and why he got traded to the Browns. But I personally believe Deshaun Watson is a heck of a quarterback. Um, when he was on the Texans, when it was him and Hopkins, they were lighting it up. They were a fun team to watch, and Hopkins is one of my favorite receivers to watch in the NFL today. He's getting more on the older side, but Hopkins, he's a great player on the field and off the field, and he's tough. But Watson is he is a good quarterback. It's just a bummer that the Browns gave up King's ransom kind of for him and all that guaranteed money. Is like wow. Um, so that and the deal that sent uh, Russell Wilson to the Broncos, those two deals are like the worst contract offers that I've seen in a long time. But if Watson is healthy, um, fully healthy going into this season, I feel like the Browns will be a team to be reckoned with. Chubb, so Chubb is a great. He is a great halfback, and it's very unfortunate that Chubb got hurt and he got injured. And but they also had their backup in Kareem Hunt, which they were fortunate to have, and I really liked him too. And when he left the Chiefs, I was very happy because we didn't have to deal with him. So yeah, but yeah, I think the Browns did an amazing turnaround in that 1 year, and I don't know why the Raiders can't. So I feel like going into next season, we have a bunch of hype, and we um, should have a higher level of expectations going forward. So I'm just hoping for the whole best for them. Hunter Ellis here. All right. All right. So your favorite Raiders of all time, you got Bo Jackson, touchdown, Tim Brown, and Greg Townsend. Great picks, man. Great picks. Great picks. I like Tim Brown. I like Marcus Allen. For some reason, he doesn't get a lot of the love that I thought he would get in pertaining to Marcus Allen. But that guy was a baller, man, and I understand the whole thing with OJ. You know, I won't go deep into that, but I could. So that's why I'm assuming why a lot of people don't really like Marcus Allen because of that. But he was one hell of a Raider, man, and I'm very happy that we did have him for the time that we did have him. And when we had Bo Jackson, the cool thing that I loved about Allen too is that he even played fullback for us, man. Like come on, like he played fullback too, like that, and he could throw the ball. He had a nice pass too, man. But yeah, thank you, Hunter, for sharing that, brother. I appreciate you. Just think, Raider fans that want O'Connell as a starter, that would be like the Giants going with Tommy Vito. Hey, I like his little. Tommy Vito, who won 3 games in a row, and the backup of the Bengals, who did great. And so, yeah, the backup to the Bengals. I can't think of his name on the top of my head right now, but I know. Um, so I just know the backup on the Bengals because a bunch of people talk about his girlfriend. So I don't really know too much background on him, but I can see him in my head right now. But Tommy Vito has one of the nicest touchdown celebrations I've seen with the little, you know, Italian thing like that. That's cool, man. But yeah, man. There's so many different guys that are better than AOC. And for all the people watching, I'm not knocking on Aiden O'Connell at all for what he was tossed into after we hired. I'm sorry, after we fired Josh McDaniels and he got thrown into to that fire, and he did what he was asked to. Um, but there were some games where I thought he could have performed better, but he did what he was asked of AP and the Raiders. So I tip my hat to him for that. But if I had a choice to go with uh, the any of the top six guys in the draft, so the top six, you got Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, Penix Jr., and JJ McCarthy. I would roll with any of those six I just mentioned rather than AOC. And that's not knocking AOC. I just feel like just talent wise and for us to get back to winning, they would they could take us to where we want to be faster than AOC. So that's just how I feel, about that there. So yeah, man, I agree on that there. So where do you guys think that Justin Fields will end up? Do you guys think he's going to the Falcons, or do you think he'll be a Las Vegas Raider? Because there's so many teams that are in dire need of a quarterback, now, and I think that Justin Fields going into next season, he's going to be a Falcon or Raider. That's just how I feel, honestly. If you have not heard, Fields, he unfollowed the Bears on social media, and he started following all the guys on the Falcons. So that kind of says something. And most of the time when players do that and go that route, most of the time something is going to happen. So we'll see how that plays out. Charles Woodson and yeah, man, Charles Woodson, man, I love Charles Woodson. He is the only guy to be the uh, defensive Heisman winner. So that is one thing that speaks volumes of Charles Woodson. He beat Peyton Manning for the Heisman. Like that speaks volumes of Charles Woodson and what kind of player he was when the Oakland Raiders at the time drafted him. So that was great. Uh, just going back to that time, one pick that I wish panned out that we kind of Robert Gallery. Who remembers Robert Gallery here and that draft pick? When we got Robert Gallery, I was like, yeah, man, this dude's gonna come over here. He's gonna block everything. But we all saw how that panned out. So for all the guys watching, if you guys remember Robert Gallery, that was a whiff on a draft pick. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, 74. Yeah, man. It's just there's so many first round draft picks that we drafted that didn't pan out, and that's why in this draft we got to swing for the fences. Now that we have Tom Telesco, I feel like we are, and he comes from the Bill Polian tree, and for Bill Polian, he was a part of the Bills era when they went to four straight Super Bowls, and then he was also with I believe it was the Titans. No, the Jaguars when they got Kerry Collins, and then he was with the Colts as well when they got Peyton Manning. So just from that, that's what tells me that Tom Telesco is going to trade up in the draft and try to get his guy. And there's also a bunch of fans saying, well, Tom Telesco is not going to risk his job by trading all these draft picks by getting a quarterback, and then what if that don't pan out? Then Tom Telesco is going to be fired. Well, I could see that aspect of what they're saying, but I just don't think that that's the case. I just feel like with Jayden Daniels or Caleb Williams, with those guys, you can't miss. And from day one, they're going to bring an immediate impact. That's just how I feel about that going forward. And so I'm just hoping we make the right move, and we make a smart draft pick. That's one of the bad things, I hate to say it, about the great Al Davis, was that he was so enamored with speed so much. Like, for example, Darius Hayward Bay. Like, we all know how that panned out. And trust me, I love speed too. And yeah, and so we'll see how that pans out. And then let's go to this comment here. In the last 21 here, go up here. In the last 21 years, I always said the Raiders have been the same circus, but different clowns. It's a good one. The Raiders would have to pray all the starting quarterbacks are out again, and still O'Connell wouldn't promise wins. Sad. Yeah, I could see your take on that, because it's just been horrible. All our starting quarterbacks have been trash, aside from Derek Carr. I mean, he was solid, but it's just been kind of a sad show after that. And I believe that AOC could be a starter day one on a different team for sure. For sure. But given our situation and under the circumstances we're at now, there's different and better options we could go with going forward rather than AOC. And that's not to hinder on AOC. I'm not trying to downplay him or anything like that at all. But yeah, I wish nothing but success with AOC, but I just would rather go with one of these top guys in the draft going forward. Yourself, dude. So on my thing here, it I only have about 10 minutes and 30 seconds left till this ends here, because what I have now on this program here gives me two hours tops. And so in the future, I plan on paying for the service for it, because right now this program right now is free, no cost of charge. So for all the people watching who want to get a solid free streaming service that is all through the internet, you don't have to download no program or take up your hard drive, or your space on your hard drive. You use this program here. You'll see on the top right of your screen. It's called EV And Raider D podcast, he put me on this program here. So salute to Raider D podcast. Great guy. And for all the guys watching, go check him out. He's a great dude. He's a great guy. He makes awesome content as well. He's been supporting me since day one, and I've been doing the same with his channel. Um, we we both grew so much and so fast in a short period of time. And so when I started doing my content on the Las Vegas Raiders, I had like think like roughly around like 200 and like 28 subs. And then once I was just started to just put out more stuff, now I'm at like 2,300 subs. So thank you guys, because I would not be here and doing this without you guys out there, all the people watching, and the Raider Nation. I would not be here where I'm at without you guys. So salute to all you guys out there watching. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, Airsoft dude. As soon as I'm done with this live stream here, if my son is not hogging the PlayStation, and if my headset is charged and my controllers aren't dead, then I'll hop on, brother. Yeah. So we're here for the final. So I got about 8 minutes left here. So if you guys have any questions or opinions, input, please share it. I would love to answer your questions. I love to engage with all you guys out there, with the whole Raider Nation. You guys are the greatest. All right, let's go down here. Yep, and we could have been drafted Big Ben instead of Robert Gallery. Yeah, yeah, shipped in the first round because how it can be that every coach and GM think alike. Yeah, I remember when Big Ben when he got caught with that case. I won't say that word on here, but it starts with a R. And he got so he didn't get in trouble, but he got uh, accused of that case that starts with the R word. It's a very very bad word, but with that case, he was it was the rumors were going around that he was going to get traded to the Raiders, and I wanted that to happen because I feel like he is a great quarterback, and it sucks that we got Gallery in big burger. Airsoft is yeah, man. Yeah, it's spot on, brother. He he is a decent backup, but I feel like and if on different teams now, he could be a starter for sure. And I would not be shocked if we package him in a deal in the draft to try to trade up to get our quarterback that we are trying to get. And once again, people, I know there's people watching, they're like, oh, this guy's hating on him. I'm like, no, I'm not hating on AOC. There's just better options that we could go with going forward. It's a lot harder to build an all-star O-line, all-star defense for a mediocre quarterback. And then you have to hope no one gets injured, which is impossible. Much easier to get an elite quarterback that can yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that take, man. Um that's why I feel like if so we could build our offensive line through the draft. That's for sure. And our we got to get a defensive tackle in the free agency. That's my first target area in free agency is defensive tackle. So I would like to get Chris Jones, Matabuke, or Chris Wilkins. Those would be my three top choices, and then from then right after that, I would try to trade up in the draft, get Jayden Daniels, and then build my O line through the draft. That's how I would do it if I was the GM. But I would also see what kind of asking price that they are asking for Fields. That's something that I would inquire about for sure. Yeah, man. yeah, my son, he doesn't charge anything after kills all the batteries for everything. Big Ben was a kick in the door like me. Yeah, he kicked in the door within the fofo. Yeah. Yeah, he was a great quarterback on the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And remember, man, we almost had him, but they worked things out over there. My question to you is, why is it only Raider fans that talk about moving up in the draft? Do you hear outsiders talking about the Raiders moving up at all? It's really suspicious, like they know something. So let me just review this one more time, so that way I answer this correctly. My question to you is, why is it only Raider fans that talk about going up in the draft? Do you hear outsiders talking about going up at all? It's really suspicious, like they know something. That's a great point, bro. And I'm honestly, thank you for asking that, and I appreciate your honesty, bro. Thank you. So, to somewhat of what you're saying about the fans, I think it's because we have so much hope, you know what I mean, that we would like to get Jayden Daniels or a top tier quarterback going up into the draft. And I've seen some other reporters and analysts and experts. They also they talk about how we can trade up in the draft. That's something that we wanted to pursue. So that is out there. But I get what you're saying for sure. But I just feel like it's just been terrible years for us. And with this draft class being so deep and with the options that we have, I feel like the Raider fans are just kind of hoping for that guy. But there is different outlets out there that also say the same thing about how we can also go up in the draft as well. Thank you, brother. I That was a great question, brother. Thank you. Media doesn't like Raiders. Yeah, it seems like all their, like right now, it's their it's the Washington Commanders, the Chicago Bears, and not really the Patriots, but it seems like it's the Commanders and the Bears are getting all that hype now. And I just feel and believe it's because they have the top two picks in the draft. And, the whole thing with Cliff Kingsbury, and he will get his guy in Caleb Williams, and the Bears, they're going to trade away Justin Fields, and they'll get their guy. I don't even know what the Bears are going to do. There's some Bears say that they're keeping Fields, but I don't think that they are. There's only one way that I think that Justin Fields will stay in Chicago, as I said this earlier, and that's if they get Harrison Jr. If they don't get him, then he's gone. He's See you later. Thank you, thank you, Airsoft dude. I appreciate you. It's not exciting when it comes to the Raiders drafting, because when we don't have a name in mind, we always end up with a who or what the type player. That's why we need a name. Yes, yes. Man, spot on, dude. You have great takes, man. You spot on. We think the same way on that aspect there, because there is times who, like, we all think we are going to draft this guy, and then it's the complete opposite of what we want, and that has happened so many times, and it's very unfortunate. So I really hope that we get Jayden Daniels. I hope that is the case, and I guarantee you, I bet this, that if we do get Jayden Daniels, we will be the talk of the NFL. We're gonna get so much hype, and it now that will be something exciting to watch going forward. Thank you. Mark needs to make his money. His mama getting old. He may have to sell. Yeah. So Mark Davis, he's not a so he has a partnership share in the team, so it's not fully his. So, but if we were to get, for example, like Jayden Daniels, our revenue is gonna skyrocket. Imagine all the jerseys that we'll sell. It's gonna sell like hotcakes, man. And I would not be shocked if his jersey will be the top selling jersey in the NFL next season if he does get drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders. Honestly, because first off, he is a big name player in the draft, and that silver and black looks good. It looks really good, and there's fans with the with the Raider Nation around the world. So that's one thing about that iconic uh, Raider symbol. It is known around the world. You see that pirate and you see that shield, you're like, oh yeah, it's the Raiders, you know. So, and if I'm correct, just off the top of my head, the Raider shield and the New York Yankees logo is like the two most um, known symbols around the whole world. So that's great. So, all my viewers and people watching this podcast here, my podcast is about to come to an end here, guys, because this is the free the free version of my stream here. So I'm gonna just get to this last comment, and then I'm going to shut her down here. When you see the shield, it used to bring fear. Yeah, it used to bring fear, and it seems like for the past uh, decades, man, it just it's kind of been clown shield. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Airsoft dude. And then so this is my last comment here, guys, because I have because this is about to cut off here in about a minute and 10 seconds. How patient are you about the Raiders turning this organization around? Because from a lot of Raider fans, they sound like they just don't care when you hear their takes on retreads or starting O'Connell. So I felt like I've been patient, and we've been patient for too long now. And my patience and my patient well is running dry, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so if we don't get our big name guy, or if our season just turns into a debacle, then I'm gonna be angry, and I'm gonna point. I don't know who I will point the fingers at yet because we haven't seen the season play out yet. But when it comes to used tires, like how you just said, brother, and AOC, there's better quarterbacks and different avenues that we can take going forward. And I just hope that we make the smart choice going forward, that's best for our team, and to go off some random dart throw like how you said earlier, to where we all expect us to get this person and then we come going with complete opposite. So I really hope that that is not the case, brother. And but just to just answer your question, my patience is very thin because it's been too long, and I'm really hoping that AP and company could just turn this whole thing around. But thank you, brother. So for that, people, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in here to my live stream. This is my second live stream I've done total on my channel here. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna start doing them on the weekends around the afternoon time, like a little or before 12. But thank you guys so much for watching and liking my video and the content and just tuning in and sharing your inputs and comments. I appreciate all you guys. And salute to all you guys out there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Stay blessed. Go Raiders, and let's hope for the best. Commitment to excellence, baby. Western Conference. I'm out. Thank you, everybody.